right, let's get going. Mark, will you lead us in the pledge?
You bet. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the meeting to order. Has everybody had a chance to look at the minutes of the February 6th meeting? Yep. All right. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes?
Nope.
I hear a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Moved by Dan,
I'll second.
seconded by Jill. Any questions? Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Does anybody want to be out of state between now and March 6th?
Don't want to be, but won't be.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. We don't have any unfinished business, I don't believe. In your packet, you will see the collection system improvement. Dow's recommendations on that. You'll see the engineer's estimate at $523,814.50. And PEC's bid was $499,541. And Institute Forum, it's a new company in Montana. They are worldwide, but they're new into Montana. $432,740. That is the bid that our engineer Kevin Johnson wants us to take. There's one section in there, if you look at the recommendations from them, just so you're aware of it. Most of the recommendations or references were good. The city of Deer Lodge had some problems with a subcontractor. Contractor's name is Maverick. Kevin Johnson seems to think they will be okay. We just need to keep a close eye on them. Make sure they're doing what they're doing in a timely fashion. So, are there any questions on this work and the amount of dollars it's going to run us?
Any idea, I know some of this is matching or grant funds, how much is cities?
How much is what?
How much is the city's out of pocket?
I can't tell you that, Mark. I can tell you on Monday when Jody gets back.
Okay, can you even give me like a,
It's at least 60-40.
okay,
That we will get 60% and we'll end up paying 40%.
okay.
It may be maybe a larger split than that, but I don't know for sure. Jody has the exact dollar figures,
Okay,
and when she gets back, I can get those for you.
yep, that's fine.
Any other questions?
So Deer Lodge was the only one out of the 5 that had any problem, and that was with it.
No.
There were other ones.
There was one from. It was in Montana too.
No, they were the only ones out of Montana.
Oh, it was Lander, Wyoming.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
There were some minor issues, but they were taken care of right away.
But Lander also had Maverick,
Exactly.
so,
So that may or may not have been part of the problem, I don't know.
okay.
The other 3 didn't have a problem, so.
Well, and there was, I don't know if it matters, but the time frame, Deer Lodge was in 14 and Lander was in 17, so
Right.
maybe Maverick changed.
Got their act together.
Yeah.
This project should go fairly quickly once they get started on it. More than likely won't start until almost fall. I think their projected date was in late August, early September. So I know the last slip lining we did was September, October. They tend to run into weather when they do one of these, just the way the ball bounces. But It's also the lowest time for influent water also. That's one of the reasons we do it then.
Sounds like this is kind of a ongoing, every however many years, we're gonna do this part of town, we're gonna do this part of
Yep.
town.
It is. See if we can cut the influent down at the wastewater plant. If we don't have to treat a gallon of water, it saves us a little bit of money, so. You'll look at the influent. This time of the year, we're almost at 800,000 gallons. That's a lot of influent. We think possibly there's a cross connection. We won't know. We're gonna do some smoke testing. We'll get a smoke machine and inject some smoke into those lines, and we'll have an idea. Hopefully we can do that in March. We can see the manhole covers. But
Yeah. Maybe.
could I have a motion to pay for our collection systems? Good recommendation for award.
I'll make a motion that we go with Kevin's recommendations on who we award the contract to.
Been moved by Dan, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mark. Are there any further questions? Any further questions?
No.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Everybody had a chance to look at the claims.
No.
No.
Okay. While you're looking through the claims, you can look through the Public Work Director's report. Basically, Mike's showing, has a graph on our influent. He also has a report on our testing. We only did one test. It came back, the BOD was, removal was 100%. TSS non-detect. TSS percent of removal was 100%. So the plant is working in this frigid temperatures. It's been working really well. So
Well, and that was one of the concerns was, you know, after visiting those other plants, the ditch was the only one that seemed to work
Yep.
well in the cold. And the only problem that Rigby had was those clarifiers were uncovered,
right,
and so,
and ours are partially uncovered right now.
are they,
We don't have covers on part of the tree.
okay,
So the 25 below zero, it's still functioning.
that's good to know.
One thing, when the power was out early this morning, when the switch over control failed to work, it failed to activate the diesel generator. They had to switch that over by hand. They got it figured out by then.
But after they switched it over, everything ran fine? Okay, well, that's good.
The RAS pumps were not ramping up they wanted them to, the way they wanted them to.
Mhm.
Mike got on the phone and talked with West Tech and got it figured out. So that's a good deal. Mostly what they've been doing is clearing the streets and fixing water mains that are broken. So hopefully next month we'll get some other tasks done. They were out at 5 the other day, 4 this morning, so they're,
Where was the leak in the main line?
the leak in the line was right down by the Gunther Motel.
Oh,
I think we should
Pretty
just,
substantial leak, it broke the pipe, split it in half. So,
we could've just left the street dug up there, that would've solved our tourist problem.
you would've, we just left it that way. I did get a note back from the company that's making the directional signs and the ones that made the speed bump signs, and Mike has speed bumps, but he's just using nature's speed bumps now. So when we get those, we'll put them in.
Sounds good.
And when we get the weather to do it.
Move that we pay the claims.
I looked at claims.
so this was just added on to what we
Yeah.
did, or the other meeting, right?
Yes.
This isn't, oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I think there's only 5 checks this one,
Yeah.
great,
or at the end of this, so.
okay.
Could I have a motion to pay the claims?
I move that we pay the claims.
I'll second.
Jill will second it.
I already said
Any
it.
questions on the claims?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I think we had maybe
And
there's a small report on, from our judge's report in there, the city judge's report. And it's pretty short and concise. Pete's still working without a secretary, so.
She's back.
No, she's back.
Pardon?
She's back.
She is now?
She works in the mornings, yeah.
Okay, that's good. Next time we get one of these, we'll be a little more concise and have a little more information for you, so. That's really about all I can tell you on the judge or the law enforcement report. Jody is not here, she's attending a WASAC, a water meeting tomorrow. And then she will be gone Thursday and Friday. Mike will be gone tomorrow for that same wastewater meeting and then back. Stuart, do you have anything?
No?
Dan?
Not really, other than just thank the guys for the snow removal, and, well, the whole community was unbelievable. The amount of people that were out clearing snow for everybody else. That pull
Pretty neat.
together and get her done.
Yep.
I don't have anything.
Mark? Mariah? You wanna tell us what you're thinking about?
I came here.
Could you come up to the,
Pretty please.
Uh,
and you kinda gotta yell, so.
Okay, how are you guys?
Good.
I'm here to talk to you guys about a community garden. We have a few people interested in heading it up. We're thinking the lot behind the New Life Church by the community park, where the city sold trees out to the community, that fenced in spot. What do you guys wanna know?
Is there water to it?
We aren't sure, we haven't gone out and looked yet.
There-
They used-
there
they
was
used to
when they
There
were
used to be water there.
Yeah, when they were growing trees there was water there,
Yeah.
so.
You have to get Mike and we'll find out where it's at.
Okay,
Uh,
Yeah, I
figure out
was
how
gonna
we're gonna meter that to you.
that's what Nathan was wondering.
And then I'll get it on the agenda for the first meeting in March, which is March 6th.
Okay.
But just kind of explain to us a little bit now and it'll give us some time to
So
think
some
about
of
it.
them work like they sell plots to people, but we were thinking about, I have some sample forms, just like an agreement, so people respect the property, and if they bring visitors, they're responsible for their visitors' actions and stuff. We'll have like a bulletin board, a waterproof bulletin board with phone numbers and stuff. We can have like educational days for people to come and learn how to plant and stuff. And it just, if you sign up and get approved, which I don't see, it said if people get approved, but I don't see why someone wouldn't get approved. They can just go and weed and participate in the community garden, and then in Shelby, they do it like that, and you can just take a couple vegetables home to cook with. You can't can any of them or anything like that. And we were thinking anything left over, we'd make like bountiful baskets and drop them off on people's doorsteps if they need them. And I talked to Linda Stentz from the food pantry. She doesn't really need too much because she gets stuff in the food rights. But if she has anybody on her heart or anything, she would let us know, and we can tend to those people, and it would just unite people in the community, give some elderly people purpose, educate young people on gardening, and help the needy with food a little bit. And just,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll
So-
have you come in to the office, maybe not this week, but maybe next week, and kind of give me some more information.
Yeah.
I can get out to these guys.
I have some sample things if you guys wanna look at them.
Okay.
I didn't copy multiple, I just wanted each, there's a few pictures like that I looked up. What was your question?
Oh, so, there's, community gardens are set up in so many different ways, and, so this isn't, you're not envisioning that like people would have their own little plot and
No.
do whatever they
We'll
want?
do like one whole garden, and then we might have like a little kid zone area, because I read in one of the online sites, have a kid area of fast growing plants for them to visual, because they don't care about yield necessarily, and so like a kid area and then one whole garden, and people can come in And we don't think we'll have it locked, we might have like a game camera to, if anything happens, we can have proof of who vandalized it. And people can just, like, we're gonna get the rules from the Shelby Garden and look those over. And, if they wanna take something home to cook with, that's fine, but no pickling or canning or anything like that with anything. And then anything left over, we'll make baskets and bread and jam and stuff like that. And we'll try and get some apple trees in there. We're looking for a long term,
Okay.
or like a 2-year contract maybe with you guys.
That I'll have to get with the city attorney.
Okay.
Talk about that, and we'll have to get with Mike, find water and see what we're gonna do with our meter for that water.
Yeah, we were wondering about the meter, if we need insurance.
Yep.
And then I have a sample for a land use agreement, so we can write up a land use agreement with you guys and.
I'll try to get that on the agenda for the next meeting, so we can't make any decisions right now because I didn't have it on the agenda.
Okay.
But any information that we can get to look at between now and then would really help us make a decision. So
Okay, you guys can keep those too if you wanna look over anything. They're just sample things, but there's, I don't know. There's a sample for a contract for the people that wanna be involved and, yeah.
So I think, if I can, I think it's a great idea, the concept of a community garden. I know several years ago, we had a community development forum, Horizons, and one of the maybe 3 main groups explored a community garden. And they really spent some time digging into it. There was probably 15 or 20 people that were part of that, and they kind of came up with the concept that not to do it. I mean, these were people that really wanted to, and so I think it's a great idea, and I would support you in it. You might go back and look at a little bit of the research they did as to why maybe they said no.
Who was it?
Well, I was on the committee.
Yeah, and I could get you some information, it was through the extension office. Melody,
I was wondering if Jane couldn't provide a list of the,
people who were on it.
Jill, since she was on that,
Yeah, if
certainly
you could
could do
tell us
that,
what's,
but
anyway.
those would be great people to.
Like I said, I'm all for it, but I would hate for you to get rolling and then just miss some things that they really, because they spent probably 3 months exploring different things, and it was a community group of
Well,
10, 15
yeah,
people, so.
I don't wanna squash any enthusiasm. And I don't think that just because it didn't work then, it couldn't work now. And
Absolutely.
what we learned was there were efforts made earlier in earlier years. So, yeah, I don't wanna, say anything. And Shelby seems to have a real success with it. And I don't know, it was on state or city property. Is it on city property up there?
I don't know.
And, yeah, I'd be curious, I guess, to look into that more. But, anyway, yeah, so, yeah, just, get us more information.
Yeah, and I would be supportive if you wanted to pursue it. I just don't want to see you pursue it and then run into roadblocks that you didn't see. Maybe some other people could.
Yeah, I think we're thinking not do the rented plots, because if someone doesn't upkeep it and stuff, we'll just do like one whole garden, and if people don't wanna contribute, then we have our few people that'll take care of it, and we have probably 5 people that wanna be dedicated to it right now, and we have someone ready to plow it and stuff, so we have volunteers, and just need to know the next step, I suppose.
Well, I think that's great, because I think at the time, one of the obstacles I remember was there were people that were interested in teaching others to garden.
But people that didn't want to
Nobody
do
wanted to
manually.
take it on.
Well, and they have their own garden, so they're like, I don't want to go plant it, I have
Right.
my own garden. There wasn't anyone stepping up saying, I don't have space for a garden, I really wish there was one in the community, and yeah, that was a venue for it. That was the difficulty at the time.
And if memory serves, there was nobody willing to spearhead.
Right,
Everybody was willing to help, but nobody wanted to be in charge.
right.
Well, I think it gets back to, that was 10 years ago, things might
Yeah.
have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm willing to be like the manager, so if someone has a question, I'll have my house number on the bulletin board. We have someone willing to start the seeds, someone willing to order the seeds with their garden order. Yeah, and someone has a tractor and a plow on it, and they're ready to rototill it. We have manure. We're thinking about doing like an organic garden, no harsh fertilizers. I don't know what else information you guys need.
Much compost somewhere.
Yeah,
Well, like I said, I would support you, maybe at the next meeting, we'd have a chance to
talk
Yeah.
about more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
let me
get
know
more
what those-
information and
Hey.
I can get the legal information and the cost of the water
Yeah,
and a contract kind of drawn up, but
yeah,
we'll still need to sit down and do it the right way through a regular council meeting, so.
okay,
This is really good, that we have something to start thinking about.
Yeah.
Then we'll have some questions for you too, that gives us 3 weeks really
okay.
to sit down and figure out what we're doing.
Yeah, let me know if you guys have, if you think of questions beforehand, so I can be prepared.
Oh, we will, we'll have a lot of questions.
Okay, okay.
Any more questions for Mariah?
Not right now.
Okay, thank you, Mariah.
Yeah, thanks
Appreciate it.
guys.
Any other comments, Paul?
I just got nothing better to do, Mayor.
You must have gotten all your snow moved then.
The Olympics are on.
Not even. The Olympics?
They're on.
Is it wrestling season already, or? Oh, that's Summer Olympics.
I tell you what
Yeah,
though,
Wrestling
I watched Skeleton for the first time. That's a freaky thing to watch.
Wait.
They're all
We can't ever-
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not derailed just yet, Mayor.
I
We're
make,
getting there.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second it.
Moved by Jill, seconded by Stewart. All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned 7:22.
Okay, now we can talk about the Olympics.
No, you stuck a nail in that one that interests me. It's got physics involved.
Which one? Curling?
It's got physics.
I was pretty excited to see Shaun White still snowboarding. And he took gold
I
again,
don't know,
so.
I'll find out.
Just one, or was it?
I'm not sure, I think she
I
did.
think he just took one. I think he just did the half pipe this year.
Yeah, and I think she's
But,
done.
yeah, his
She's
qualifying run, it was interesting because the guys